welcome back. This is LeijaLift. I'm Juan.
I'm Victor.
And this is LeijaLift, the podcast where we podcast before we lift.
Yeah.
Find us on eliteathlete.online. Ask us your questions on there. If you have any concerns about anything dealing with physical health, just let me know and we'll answer your questions. You can also find us on @JuanLeija_ on Instagram.
And VictorLeija_.
All right, let's get right to it. So we haven't been doing this for a while. We took about a month off, but we're back at it. Refreshed, but not the Spurs. The Spurs are not refreshed.
No, they don't look terrible. They're just not winning the games they should be winning.
Yeah, when you're up by 20, regardless of how good the team is.
Yeah, regardless of how good the Clippers were. I mean, you're up by 20. You should have pulled it off regardless.
Yeah. Come on, man.
And So I don't hate the way we're playing, but if we want to make a run, we're gonna just have to finish those games off. It's like we can get all the way there, but we don't run through the finish line. You run to it and then you stop and you never cross it. Well, that's kind of what the Spurs have been doing.
And let's say they're not probably in any contention to win the championship, but at least keep the playoff streak alive, which is at 20, I think, right now.
Yeah.
20 years running. I mean, if you lose that, it's kind of like, damn, bro, you're the team that lost.
Yeah, you're the team that lost a 20-win streak of the most successful franchise or consistently successful franchise of any sport.
Yeah, and then you guys are the ones that are known to lose it.
Yeah,
I mean they're not a bad team. It's just I don't know what their rotations are.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. They're not a bad team at all. I think they have the potential and the talent to at least make a run.
They're not doing anything with DeMar Carroll.
Yeah, I still don't quite understand that one, but
and they didn't even trade him. Like poor dude, he's just like
he's just chilling.
He's not even on the roster.
Oh, he's not.
I didn't even see it. He hasn't been on the sidelines. He hasn't been like they moved a couple guys from the G League, but I don't even see him on the bench.
Did they waive him?
I doubt it. They can't. I saw that they didn't do anything with him.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on that one, but I don't know. I thought they were going to trade DeMar at the deadline or LaMarcus.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I mean, Carroll's just sitting there. He's not even getting minutes or nothing. Yeah, and I think he can contribute for sure.
Yeah, I think he can be like that person that comes in and still gives you something. Like, kind of. I mean, I guess not on the same level, but kind of like Beltrán's did for us.
I would do something.
I mean, he's not gonna shoot the ball quite as well.
It's not like we're winning games.
Yeah. So I mean, at worst case scenario, you get some help and you can see what he can do for you, and then you can kind of adjust from there. But since you're already not in a great situation, you can just,
Yeah, come on, man. Put him in the rotation. Do something with him.
Well, we got him for that reason.
Yeah. Something. Even on the bench. He's not even on the bench, I don't think.
Yeah, and I don't really see, I'm sorry, but I don't really see Eubanks being over him.
Yeah.
I don't see that one.
Oh, no. I think Carroll has proven himself.
Yeah, with other teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Coach Pop, if you're hearing, if you're watching this...
No manches, güey.
Come on, Bob.
No manches, güey. Ándale, güey. All right, and then we're going on to really quickly over the trades. Heat. I think that's a bigger one.
That's the biggest one, yeah.
I don't know about the biggest one, but...
I mean, to me it is just because of the way they're already playing.
Yeah, true.
So because of I didn't expect that. I thought they were going to be like bottom tier. Maybe they were like 8th place at best. Yeah, but they are playing this year, and then you're gonna add Andre Iguodala, who can, he's like on the last leg of his career, but he's like 35 years old or something. But he can still defend, even if he's not going to play offensively. Jimmy Butler doesn't have to defend the best player on the other team every single night. Iguodala can take that load off of him, so Jimmy Butler can score, or vice versa. Maybe Iguodala gets hot and he can score, and Jimmy Butler can defend.
All right.
But to ask somebody to do both of those things, like the only two people who can kind of do that, or three, would be LeBron, Kawhi, and Paul George, who can kind of do both efficiently. Otherwise, you have like a defensive person, or you have somebody who just shoots like James Harden. But I think that's going to help them defensively, so yeah, I think that's probably the best one to me.
All right, Clippers getting Marcus Morris.
I'm a little salty about that one because
we go join a trader.
Yeah.
So we got two traders on one team.
Yeah.
We can't show no love for the Clippers.
Yeah, we can't.
We got two traders on one team, so
can't do it.
Yeah, and it's not like they just left. One of them just flat out wanted to leave
after you won a championship,
and then the other one was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna go with you guys." Even though you got rid of Bertans, nah, I'm not going with you.
Yeah, even just because he offered you a little more money to play less and to be on a less team because I mean, come on, it was the Knicks. You knew what you were going into when you got to the Knicks. Yeah. There's no way you expected them to win a championship or even contend for one.
Yeah, and then he just you got rid of one of your good players, a 3-point shooter, who's a big tall dude that can shoot
6'10", yeah, and he can shoot from anywhere in the half
court. You got rid of him for me. I'm not gonna sign with you.
Yeah, still a little bit. So
come on, dude.
So go LA. I mean, go Lakers in LA.
Nah, no, not Lakers either.
In LA,
I'm more for. I don't think I can go for a team in LA, but the Heat. If I had a team to root for that developed a team and made good moves, the Heat. Yeah, I don't like we mentioned last time. LA, they kind of just bought a team overnight. The Clippers have a bunch of the traders. So the Heat on the East or the Bucks are the Heat because all the teams that developed and made good moves. Well, I can say, all right, I wouldn't be mad if they won.
Yeah, I actually like the Bucks. I think, and it's surprisingly, the Bucks have the number one defensive rating, which I don't think they had defenders on that level. But I also think that Giannis is the most underrated defender in the league. You know how good he is offensively, but that's all you hear about. You don't hear about how good he is defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also 6'11". He can guard all 5 guys at one time. Like, he's got the wingspan of a giraffe, basically.
Well, giraffes, I don't know if they have wingspans.
Yeah, like their neck.
They have neck spans.
Yeah, they have neck span. He has the wingspan of the giraffe's neck span. Like, he's 6'11". He didn't have to jump to dunk. It's on that level. So.
All right.
But I did hear an interesting fact. The Heat.
Interesting fact.
The Heat, considering that we're talking about the Heat and Bucks, the Heat are looking to get or pursue Giannis, and I forgot who the other person was.
For next year?
For 2021.
What are they gonna lose?
They don't. They have like $70 million in cap space.
Is it really?
They have the most cap space, and they can literally give 2 max contracts on top of what they have. So the Heat are like.
Well, I guess because they're good guys that are good. They're young.
Yeah, they're
pretty
much rookies. Tyler Hero, like Deuce Dunn, like all these guys.
So they got they did a good like a team that did made good moves. They can add a great ass.
They can literally add 2 max contracts and to the team they already have. So I forgot who the other one was, but I know they were both like really really good players.
That's crazy.
I know that it was Giannis and somebody else. So if they add that, I don't think anybody else stands a chance.
Nah, dang, that's pretty.
I think Giannis is enough, but if they add, I forgot who the other one was. I'll have to look it up.
I don't know whoever they want to add.
But it was also
I'll jump on there. Hey, I'll clean the locker rooms, everything.
Yeah,
I'll sign up. Just
pay me. We'll keep an eye out for the Heat next year.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Pretty good. And then the Warriors are the other team that made
the Warriors. D'Angelo Russell. I don't know how. I mean, I think the Warriors won and lost. Because you got rid of D'Angelo Russell, who didn't fit your system. He wasn't your leader. He wasn't going to be the guy who played defense on your team. He wasn't going to do all these things. But But you also picked up Andrew Wiggins, who has a worst contract in the NBA.
Does he?
Yeah, he has for what he does, he's got like $150 million contract for 4 years or something like that.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
You're paying him basically what Steph Curry is getting for producing a third at best and not playing defense.
Or maybe he was just on that team, but that's what.
I mean, he's not a terrible player, but he's not a person of that caliber. Of
I guess they paid him that much because they didn't have anyone else to give that money to.
That's basically like Dak asking for 40.
Yeah,
it's not. It's just not. He's not on that level. So.
Yeah. We won't go into football right now. All right. So then now we're moving on. I guess we covered all the trades, right? Everything.
Well, the more important ones, yeah. The more important
ones. All right. Now, out of all those teams, do you have a team in the East? Because I think they're all East. No, Golden State Warriors.
Golden State.
Team in the East that you like?
I mean, I like the Bucks because I like Giannis.
Over Lakers.
That's a tough one.
Make it quick. You can't think. Just right now.
Ooh,
boom.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say yes.
All right.
Just because they have more youth. And Giannis is like 23 or 24 years old. There's no way anybody can keep up with him athletically, age-wise. Like, that guy is 100 or 200 whatever pounds of sheer relentless effort.
Yeah. All right.
And for that reason, I'm taking
the West.
And the West.
Do you take Lakers?
I'm taking Lakers.
All right. So you got Lakers and Golden State. Yeah. I mean Golden State Bucks.
Yeah. Well, actually, we forgot the Rockets trade.
What Rockets trade?
They got rid of Clint Capella.
Oh yeah, they did.
And now their starting lineup is
well, I guess because of all the other trades,
which went to Atlanta. But I mean, the only interesting thing about that is now they're running their lineup that everybody on the floor is 6'6" or shorter.
So no rebounds.
Basically, yeah, they're risking other rebounds because they say, "Hey, man, we're a shooting team. Yeah, offensively, just go ahead and play the ball."
I don't know what the.
I mean, so far they're like 6-1.
Well, yeah. I mean, it kind of
could just be a hot streak, but still, they're 6-1 or 5-1. I think.
Well, when they have to play out of 7,
that's where I don't think they win. I
don't think
there's anybody who's gonna out rebound, and you're just gonna have to foul Anthony Davis, everybody else basically who's taller than you. Yeah. So. But that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think I did see Harding was the one doing the what is it, jump ball in the.
Oh, was he? I think so. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be PJ Tucker, but they're not gonna win many jump balls.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess if you can score 150, you don't need to. But
that's true.
Cool. All right, so moving on to more of the physical health. With you, how's your training been?
So I've been doing the Chris Jones program. And I think on the last phase, it's like weeks 9 through 12.
But you've been consistent.
I've been pretty much on point.
I think that's the important thing. It's anything's gonna work if you're consistent with it.
Adherence, that's number one. So I've actually enjoyed it. I like the way it's set up. I like a lot of things. The only thing I have done with it is just switch days. For example, like Mondays. Everybody does chest, so I switched it and I did I did pull day instead of the push day because there was no way I was finding a bench on Mondays. So that's the only thing I've done is just switch like the days around, but I've been consistent with the workouts and exercises and so forth. And I feel really good. I mean, my weight's pretty much maintained, which is what I was trying to do. My strength has felt better. And so at this point I feel really good. I think I'm going to continue it. I know he recommends to do it 2 cycles, so to run it for 6 months. And I think I've enjoyed it enough to where I'm going to run it for 6 months or another cycle. And I think I'm going to try to bulk that next one. So see how that goes. And maybe my strength can go even higher.
Good.
But
it's been working out.
I really, really like it. It's the setup that he has.
Check it out. What is Chris Jones?
Chris Jones. Well, I have the push-pull legs.
Push-pull. It's push and pull.
Push and pull and legs.
Pull and legs.
Push, pull,
and legs.
Yeah.
All right.
So I like it. I like the way it's set up. I really like everything he has on there, and everything is accessible. Or you should have access to it in just about every gym. Yeah. So you don't have any. He doesn't require any fancy equipment that you're probably not going to find in a regular gym. So.
Like one that you need to go to, like a special gym for. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So it's worked out.
So I like it, and I'll probably continue it. And maybe after the next cycle, I might just get another program and see how which one I like better. But. Sweet. Yeah, I recommend Chris Jones' program.
Yeah.
I think it's great, and the value, it's like $25. I mean, that's an insane value for what you get.
$25 for unlimited gains, really, because you can go back and just follow it.
Yeah. And the reps and sets are already there, but, whenever you go back to it, you might have the same reps and sets, but you're doing more weight, which is still progression.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah. What about you? What do you have your workouts right now? I don't know if you're doing like the bro split.
I was going to cut my weight, which I've cut back to what I was before the holidays. I'm able to going to the shoulder injury that I had in August. I'm actually able to do modified pull-ups. Every week I've been slowly decreasing like how much assistance I get.
Oh yeah.
So I think within a month or 3 weeks I should be back to doing pull-ups without any assistance, which I think I can probably do now. I just don't want to jump.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do is you feel good and then you go to 100% and then you hurt yourself.
Exactly.
So learning from my mistakes, I'm sticking to my program, right, that I've developed for myself. And I think it took as long as I anticipated, which was 4 to 6 months. 6 months is really what I anticipated, so that's where I'm at since from August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, about 6 months to return to, I'd say 100% with minimal discomfort. And the discomfort really comes when I sleep on the shoulder. So, and it's really not that bad because it's achy really.
So we'll go back to the previous video and say don't sleep on your dang shoulder.
Yeah, if you're having shoulder pain, going back to it, don't sleep on that shoulder.
Yeah, don't sleep on your shoulder.
But for my injury, I can sleep on it now. That's fine. It just gets a little achy when I wake up, but it goes away really.
Okay.
But I can definitely feel like a slight ache in there. But yeah, it took about 6 months. It took me about 5 weeks to finally like sit down and say, okay, it's not gonna get better. Let me actually like set myself up for success. Until I actually started following like mobility and strengthening from a baseline to where I couldn't even bench press 10-pound dumbbells to now I'm doing like 75s.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing like the 95s like I used to because again I don't want to jump it, but I can do the 75s.
That's a giant increase. I think the same thing when I had hurt my shoulder. You told me at first. You told me to start with the 5s, and I said, "Man, you're crazy. I'm not starting with the 5s." But after like a month or two, and it got better, and now it's pretty much back to, if not higher than I was before.
Yeah. Then by March, April, I should be like now trying to make the gains,
pushing the hundreds again.
Yeah, exactly, pushing them 100. Yeah, because I was doing like 115s for like 3 to 4 reps at one point. But yeah, that's really the shoulder's gotten better. Let's see what else. That's all elite athlete right there, baby. But again, it took like 4 to 6 months for this injury. But you have to follow something consistent. Going back to the consistency of following the program, the Chris Jones
program. It's like anything else. The program, the nutrition, the recovery. If you don't follow it, it's just not going to work.
You eat an extra cookie here and there. Yeah, you're off.
And that's the hard part because you don't track those. It's just like, oh, it's one cookie, but it's one cookie here, and then this is just one here and one here, and at the end of the day, you're like, holy cow.
Or you think it's one cookie, but in reality, you overdid it by like.
To you, it's one cookie, but maybe it's like one cookie has this many. It's like, oh, it's one cookie, but that one cookie is really like 3 cookies.
Yeah. So now, doing a lot better with the shoulder. So that's about getting to 100%. I think it's at 100. I'm going to jump my whatever parameters I've set for myself. And then as far as like workouts are concerned, I think I'm going to start CrossFit.
No.
Yeah.
Man, we're going to have to start the podcast after that.
No. See, I'm not like a CrossFitter person, but I think it's something consistent where you have people to challenge yourself against.
See, that
I have friends that do it too. So like, and they have channels too. So then we'll probably post something on our channels. Him on his channel, me on my channel. We'll do collabs. So I think that's where I see the benefit is like you get to challenge yourself and push yourself because in the gym sometimes you feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, which is it's good doing the same thing over and over because you can keep consistency.
Yeah.
But something gets boring.
Sometimes it does.
It gets boring.
It's funny you say that because I actually had somebody tell me like 3 days ago, "Hey man, I've been doing the same thing. I'm bored."
Yeah.
And so I showed him the program, and he says, "Oh, this looks pretty good." So I don't know if he went to go buy it or not, but it's funny because like 3 days ago somebody told me the exact same thing. I got bored of doing my routine. I do the same thing all the time. I don't change it up, and so
now one thing I do see that it won't get boring in is if you end up competing with someone, right? Even if it's friendly competition, like if you have someone to push yourself against, then I think that's when it doesn't get boring. So even if you just do the same routine you've been doing, but you add some form of competition, friendly competition, then it becomes not boring again because you have something to push yourself.
I think the one thing I will say that I did like when I briefly did CrossFit just to try it out. Was that yes, you're doing exercises, but when done correctly, you also get a lot of functionality out of it. Like you're doing jump tucks and stuff like that I would never do jump tucks in the gym because you just look like a crazy person jumping around like a bunny. I just wouldn't do it. It looks weird. That's just not what I'm there for. But I did feel a lot more functional and how do you say like I was a lot quicker on my reflexes because I was a lot more functional on some things. So I will say that's probably like my enjoyment out of that. So maybe I will look to do it maybe like once a week just to get a little more functional out of it. And like I have a 3 days, 1 day off and 3 days split. So it's 3, 1, 3. Maybe on that 1 day off, I'll do something else just to stay active and help my functionality. That's
and again, there's always modified versions of things anyway. So you don't have to do the actual like exact workouts. If you know that, like for me, I know that there's some stuff that I probably won't do or won't push myself to do at the first time at the required weight or at the prescribed weight, I'm gonna drop the resistance or I'm gonna modify the move. Like, it's simple as that. You don't put yourself in a position to hurt yourself. Yeah, and then drop the weight and do the repetitions. If you're gonna improve, if you're gonna do a lot more repetitions, do less weight but in a controlled manner. Or if you're gonna do more, focus more on the weight, you're not gonna do as many repetitions, but you're still focused. The focus is always on form. That's the important thing. The focus is always going to be on form.
And that's something that is actually, that might be the hardest thing to come by, because while yes, I was able to do, shoulder press with 70-pound dumbbells, it wasn't as great or as controlled with 45s or 50s.
Yeah.
And so to me, I felt like I wasn't getting enough out of it. But when you properly structure yourself and when you're properly doing things, I felt it a lot more. And I did feel a lot better using 50s and 70s. While the weight was a lot different, the actual tension on the proper location was a lot better.
All right, sweet. Anything else?
I think that's what we got.
So the moral of the story is be consistent, but even with consistency, you might get bored. So add some competition to it and focus on form. I think those are the biggest things that we covered today.
Yes.
All right.
Form is king to everything else.
All right, you can add those to Matt's secret tips.
Yeah.
What is it? Matthew's
secret tips.
Matthew's tips. Yeah. All right. So if you don't know that video, we'll find it on.
Yeah, we'll link it somewhere.
Find it on somewhere. Funny, yeah. You can find us on Elite Athlete online to ask us your questions. Juan LeijaLift _
and Victor Leija _
on Instagrams. And I believe that's it for today. You could find us on the YouTubes and the podcast. Esto por hoy terminamos. We're back. Dale.